Finally. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. This is Poetry on the Patio with Pleiades. We're going to call that 3P. I'm not sold with the name, but dude, I just want to do something and get it started. It's currently 10:12 p.m. over here in Manor, Texas, 30 minutes east of Austin. And we've got about 30 minutes. So this is going to be interesting. So, yeah, let's talk. I yap a lot and I have a lot going on in my brain at all times. If you're friends with me, you know that I speak and run on sentences most likely, and I'm a maximalist and I do things a lot. So, this is an opportunity for you to get to know me better or to just get to know me in general. Well, without further ado, I do want to show you my list. I don't know if you can even see it. I'm using 0.5 for my camera on the regular iPhone 14. I'm not going to show you what tag I'm using, but just keep in mind this is like a pant tag from Ross. And I had to pull out the mic because the audio was horrible. Also, it's called Poetry on the Patio with Pleiades. Like, you expect to be on the patio, but I went on the patio because, okay, like, we'll get into it more in depth, but I've been on the patio like for hours on end for the last couple of days or weeks, I don't know. And tell me why at night it gets scary. I should have recorded this earlier, but things happen and we're here now, and that's all that matters, right? So this is the pilot episode and we have 5 things that I want to talk about, and I don't know the pacing, how it's going to go. I honestly don't even listen to podcasts that often, and when I do, they're like typically the podcasts that are super serious on Spotify, like they're not on YouTube. And I do want to be the kind of podcaster that has other people on the show, but that's like eventually. We'll figure that out. So let's get into it. So why am I starting a podcast? Well, I'm starting this podcast because I have a lot of thoughts, and I think it's an opportunity for me to expand the way I think. It's an opportunity for me to introspect and to share the way my brain works with the world. I think, I know a handful of things in the world. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't know who is, but far from what I know, based off of what I know, I would like to say that there's things that I want to talk about or expand on or share my perspective on because I see them talked about a lot in the universe and not in the ways that I want to talk about it. So I just feel like there's someone that will benefit off of this. And also, I want to be more vulnerable and show more parts of myself to the world. So, I think taking these 30 minutes a week will give me a chance that I can take advantage of to become more me, you know? And that includes if I do interviews with other people. And same vice versa, like for the people watching, like if you're here right now. And yeah, like I said, if you're my friend, this is an opportunity to get to know me better. And if you don't know me at all, this is an opportunity to get to know me. So that's cool. Also, not sponsored, but I have mango juice, my favorite mango juice in the world. If I have introduced this mango juice to you, mm, You know what deliciousness is. Okay, number 2. Who I am and who I'm becoming. Again, oh, sorry. I don't even know what kind of noise I made on the mic. But, oh, also, I don't even know how much battery power I have on the mic or how much battery power I have on my phone. I'll be better about that kind of stuff, more prepared for the next time. But, preparing for this first time was plenty enough. Anyway, who am I and who am I becoming? I am Pleiades Talukder. I am 24. I am Bengali, non binary, obviously brown. You may think that I'm femme presenting, but I assume, I believe that I'm a mask individual. I'm trans and I'm proud to be queer. It's Pride Month, so what a better time than ever to take advantage of podcasting, 2025, here we go. And who am I becoming? Well, another reason I decided to start this podcast is because I'm working on my first book. And today I actually have written 23 poems, I believe. I don't know, but I feel like I'm running a marathon. Like, it's so crazy. I'm so grateful and I feel so privileged for the energy and the capacity to express and create what I'm making. And so while I'm creating this first book, I'm already thinking forward on what it means to be an author and how to continue that. So I'm becoming an author. I am an author. I am a writer. I'm a poet. I perform poetry. I haven't posted any of the poetry that I perform, but I should because I have videos of it. Also, I am a musician. I'm currently working on my first album, but I do things in bursts. So, like, I teeter between extremes of not doing anything at all sometimes and doing too much. And sometimes in my life, for example, I had produced a lot of watercolor paintings, such as when I was 7 years old. Flash forward to when I was 16, I created a lot of watercolor paintings again. Flash forward to when I'm 25. It's interesting because I just recognized as I'm speaking this out loud for the podcast, because I've told people like it was every 10 years, but like literally exactly, it was every 9 years. And yeah, so every 9 years, it's like I had this burst of energy to create watercolor paintings again. And I just created this series called Getting Comfortable. If you live in Houston or if you've bought from the series, you've heard me express and explain how the series worked for me, but because it's been every 9 years, I feel like this is a time where I'm finally saying like I am an artist. Like all those times when I was younger, I was like fighting to be an artist, and this is like 2 years into vending, and this is me saying like no, I deserve to continue to create endlessly. So including with watercolor, I feel like the podcast is similar to that. My book is similar to that. My album is going to be similar to that. Like I am producing, but it's a little different. And then who I've been in the past, like who I am. Like I told you, I've been a vendor. I make those watercolor paintings. I make chainmail, so I make stuff like this. I make chainmail jewelry. I make chainmail keychains. I want to make more intricate chainmail jewelry, but I just began earlier last year, so things will develop with time. And also, I got a surgery in February. I got two surgeries in February. They're gum surgeries, each on one side, so I had been slowed down tremendously, short, to keep it short. And yeah, other than my chainmail jewelry, I also make jewelry in general, like bracelets, necklaces, rings, even candy. Again, if you know me from Houston or even Austin or San Antonio as a vendor, I vend all over Texas though, then you have seen my jewelry. I also sell like plushies, but that's because we like downsized when we moved from Houston. Anyway, I don't even know how long it's been. It's almost been 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna move on. Number 3, what you can expect. So on this podcast, initially to begin, you can expect a lot of change. So I'll probably, oh my god, so I'm gonna be learning, right? Like that. I'm gonna be learning how to touch my mic. I'm gonna be learning how to speak better. Maybe I'll upgrade my mic. Like I have better mics. But I'm using this ratty mic because I have it and because I believe I can make it sound good. Maybe I can work on the audio on the computer, but again, it's going to be changing from time to time. That is like a later story. Right now I just want to have something to produce. I want something that's done, I want a finished product. So that's where we are. And yeah, you can expect this every week on Monday. You can expect that the video production will be from the week before. So even if I do it on like Sunday night and edit it during the day on Monday, it's going to be posted on Monday, but it's done that Sunday. Or maybe like today, I think today is Tuesday. I don't know. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Oh my god, my days. Oh my god. It's really hard to keep track of days when you're working on 20 poems every day, literally 10-hour days. Um, Maybe more, maybe less. I honestly don't know. I give myself a lot of breaks. But yeah, I forgot my words, my train of thought. You can expect a lot of change. I'll get back to that train of thought if I remember it. I don't have a plan for this right now. This is just fun for me and for you. You can expect in the future to have guests. So if you want to be on the podcast, literally comment down below or direct message me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and I will consider to put you on the podcast. I don't know when that will be, but again, things are always going to be changing, and I'm going to be open to that conversation. You can probably expect music to be on the podcast in the future. You may expect art and poetry. I don't know. It's just going to be whatever I am, at the time. Maybe like some weeks. Oh, I remember my train of thought. Damn, that's crazy. I literally, wow. My brain. Oh, those are so many. There's so many things we need to talk about. But again, we'll get there if we get there one day. They're just things that are in my brain driving me insane, the loose screws that fall out and I leave them wherever I go. But yeah, damn, did I lose my fucking train of thought again? Anyway, I. Oh, right. If it's Tuesday, then I'm gonna be posting it next Monday. So, like, what's the date? Today is Tuesday, the 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. Wait, today's not the 28th. Ugh, sorry, my watch just updated. The last time I used my watch was the 28th. Today's the 3rd. So, June 3rd, 4th, 5th. Wait, sorry, what? Wednesday the 4th, Thursday the 5th, Friday the 6th, Saturday the 7th, Sunday the 8th, Monday the 9th. So you can expect this to be posted on Monday the 9th. That's how my brain works. I'm so sorry. I think, like as you work on a podcast, you get more conversational and you also figure out how you talk and how you want to talk. I think that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, I can take this video on a Monday. I can take it on a Wednesday. Like if I post on a Monday and I'm like, you know what, I have the energy, and I take the video for my podcast. Like it's gonna be very free and it's gonna be weekly. That's what you can expect. Also, I wanted to say that you can expect it to be like a vibe, like a conversation. Like currently you're in my room, right? Like this is my wall. I don't know how far you can see, but you're gonna get to know me. You're gonna We're gonna drink some juice together. Um, Also, if you have known me from the past, then you guys remember my Grand Rising videos, and you can expect it to be like that too. So, yeah, that is what you can expect. Number 4 on my questionnaire. Damn, it's only been 14 minutes. I say only because, like, I just don't know how time works. Like, I don't have like a work day. I used to, but because I am an artist and I work 24/7, my work day feels quite insane. I just talked to someone about this recently, and like I don't know what the evening in it is. I don't know what the morning is. Like it's just 10:27 p.m. right now, you know. I can drink coffee and I could stay up all night. I know that's not good for me. That's why I choose to have a good sleeping schedule. I typically wake up at like 7 or 8 a.m. every day. I do like being a morning person, but again, there's those days that I stay up in the middle of the night, whether that be to talk to someone or that be to talk to myself. I don't even know. I also I do a lot of edibles and that sucks. But hey, I've gotten better on so many things. I know that's random, but maybe as you get to know me, you'll see that's like not as random as it could be. Also, I'm autistic. So for me, right now I mention that because that either means I make too much eye contact, and if you know me, then you know sometimes I can make too much eye contact, or sometimes, and I love eye contact. I will say that the Russians love eye contact. I love the Russians. I love eye contact. I love that I love that the Russians love eye contact. What else was I gonna say? Anyway, maybe I'll just move on because I'm doing too much. Number four. Also, I'm wearing a skirt. I recognize that that is a bad idea if we're gonna take a video. I should check if the video is still going. Ugh. I'm just gonna believe that it is. You know what? I'm just gonna check. I'm just gonna check. Yep, it's still going. I'm not crazy. Number four. Who is this for? This is for, first of all, of course, those people that have stayed with me through my Grand Rising videos. Our lives are changing. We're getting older. I started those Grand Rising videos when I still had my old Instagram and my old Facebook. I don't know which one of y'all were there for Spleam. Like, if y'all see my Instagram now, it's 222 Spleam 222, but that's because Spleam is forever unavailable, and that's because that Instagram got forever deleted. But it's for the homies, it's for the besties, it's for the gays, it's for the days, it's for the queers, it's for Pride Month. This podcast is for those who hate me, for those who will hate watch me. This podcast is for those who can't get enough of me, who are obsessed with me. This podcast is for those who I've touched, whose energy I've reached, who want to get to know me better. This podcast is for those that I give energy to and that I receive energy back from. This energy is for those who give me mutuality and reciprocity. It's so funny when you say a word and you know how to say it, and then you just like prove that you don't know how to say it. Reciprocity. The vibe. Number five, the vibe. The vibe. Oh, I kind of explained this already. The vibe of the podcast is going to be very homey. Like I said, we're going to start in my room. We might be on the patio. Honestly, we're gonna call it 3P for now, but I'm not sold on the name like I told y'all. There's gonna be days where this is probably on the patio. There may be days where I'm in Houston recording this or in Austin downtown recording this, and I'm like in a podcast room. People have so many thoughts. Maybe this is a good time to transition into more thoughts because we're 21 minutes in. Did I say 21? We're not even 20 minutes in. We're 19 minutes in. Sometimes I can't help but to laugh at myself for no reason. And then I wonder if I'm crazy, hysteric, or just lovely. Anyway, I do my best not to judge myself. I'm moving on because I think you know the vibe. It's homey. This is awesome. This is gay. This is queer. This is brown. This is lovely. This is beautiful. This is pretty. This is gorgeous. This is handsome. Anyway, yeah. So for the last like 10 minutes, I guess I'll just explore my mind and the world. And something that I did want to talk about on the pilot episode is the fact that I am so afraid of creating a podcast, but I don't care. I'm going to share it anyway. I have a lot of friends, and all of my friends are just some amazing, lovely people. I keep looking around in my room, but that's because, like, it almost feels like, my items or things. I hate it. I'm a materialist, I'm maximalist. So there's a lot of things in my room. You might be able to see this like corner of stuffed animals. Like there's another corner of stuffed animals on that side. I have like three cowboy hats. I got two like nice cowboy hats, and then I got one that's Jesse's from Toy Story. I got baseball caps. I got, like dance caps, hip hop caps. I don't know. I got my bass. I got my uke. I got my electric in my room. I got plants. I got my TV. I got my setup. I got my whiteboard that I have not touched in the year that I've lived in Austin, Texas. I got a lot of stuff. I got my calico critters. Like this is a nice room to look at. And eventually I'll probably show y'all, but we're here, we're queer. And I wanted to say that I'm scared because I might talk about things that I honestly shouldn't talk about, or that might be a secret, or I might have to like remove, like, oh, like I'm just so nervous. And I'm doing my best not to judge myself and to produce something anyway, because it's better to have something done than to be a perfectionist. And that's something that I'm learning more and more now that I'm older. In 2 months, I'm going to be 25, and I just don't know what that means for me. Like, I know I've accomplished a good amount of things. I know I've done good work in my life, but I think a lot of us have that inner demon that whispers in the back of your head, maybe at all times, similar to mine. The imposter syndrome that tells you you haven't done enough or you haven't done anything. And it's like, for me personally, I look back and I see that I'm doing better in so many ways than I could have ever imagined as a child. Like, things really do get better. That's something that I have sat with, pondered upon, and I've been appreciative that it has been graced upon me to put peace over my body, that like everything will be okay, like what's meant for me won't miss me. And those are things that I didn't have as a child. But at the same time, you know, we still have to create safe spaces in the world for ourselves. And it's hard to navigate like a safe space because you may have like a safe space in someone else's home, like a friend's, or you may be like me and you may have needed to create the safe space within yourself because you never grew up with a safe space. You didn't even have a friend that like you could rely on consistently, and then you have that safe space within yourself, so sometimes you feel like you're quote unquote too free, and then you're like weird in certain spaces, but like the spaces that are meant for you again won't miss you. And that's something that I've been like cycling up or spiraling up, because people are like, "Oh, you're spiraling, you're stuck in all these thoughts." But I don't know. I've always been the type of person to, if I am spiraling or if I'm ruminating, I am conscious of it and I'm aware of it. I typically do not overthink if it's not productive. And I am a classic, basic, grade A. I don't even know what the word is on the tip of my tongue, but I am the epitome of an overthinker. So I don't think I'm ever overthinking because, in my opinion, that's what our brains were made for. So why would I not think? But yeah, my point is I have to keep pondering upon these thoughts because they're like not fully developed, but they're also not underdeveloped, like how they were when I was a child. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be in this place where I'm not a perfectionist anymore, because, I've always wanted to make a podcast, but there were so many factors stopping me. Like, am I this person that people even want to listen to? People are so mean. Am I ready to hear the things that they have to say? I speak so fast. I see videos of myself as a child and I wonder, am I comprehensible? Am I legible out loud? I'm a poet, so sometimes I just be saying shit and I wonder if I make sense. I wonder if a person like me that doesn't make sense should even be making a podcast. But then I remember that there's people like me that I see in certain rooms that are brown, and I'm like, oh my god, I exist. Or I see queer people existing, and I can only imagine how they feel because of how I feel when I see a queer person existing. Or if someone doesn't know that they're able to live materialistically or maximalist. There's so many negative connotations, but I just want to choose freedom and I want to choose happiness. And, I'm saying it out loud, it's a choice. And it is really difficult to continue to choose, but every day that I show up, it's a muscle, and the muscle memory kicks in, and happiness gets easier to choose. And talking about it right now on this random Tuesday, I don't even know if it's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. But I had different plans for today. But today went as perfectly as it could have gone anyway. I wrote all those poems, and I'm closer to being finished with this book, which will make me an author. It's like I'm producing a baby. Like, literally, like when I finish writing my album, that production will make me a musician. I mean, I am a musician. I'm a musician with all of the rights in the world. I'm a bassoonist. I played French horn in high school and bassoon and cymbals, and I have a flute. I have a clarinet. I'm doing my best with as much that I have, and even producing this podcast and editing it makes me a podcaster. It's like when you have a baby, it makes you a mother. It could make you just a parent in general, makes you a father, whatever. But my point being is you have to produce things to become. And if I stopped making poetry, I would stop being a poet. And that same sentiment goes towards everything that I do. And why would I ever stop myself when there's such a vast life to live? And there's so many things that I want to do. And I think it's amazing. Like, when I post this on YouTube in just a couple of days, when I edit this, these steps, I can't even imagine what they're going to create for the future, what it's going to mean in a month or a year or 2 years, whose path is going to cross with mine, who's going to listen, who's going to sit with me, who's going to hang out with me, who's going to comment, who's going to like this, who's going to share, who's going to read my book, who's going to listen to my album. Well, we have one more minute. In this last minute, I'm going to take the time to close off with the fact that, in a way, this is kind of like an extended grand rising. I think, in the past, I made it such a priority to post in the morning, and that was so difficult. I would be lenient on my video taking the footage, but the posting schedule made me very exhausted. So I think the leniency on taking the videos and posting will help a lot. because it's just like any time of the day on Monday, as long as it's on Monday, you know? And also, I don't know if that makes sense. Sorry, I have to go back on that because like you can schedule it, but also if it's like the middle of the day, I'm like, oh my god, it's Monday. I've had this notification on my phone, and sometimes it's like, oh my god, like I want to post, but my followers are mostly on Instagram or whatnot at 4 p.m., you know, or something like that. But like, I'm just not gonna care about that with this podcast at the very least right now. And yeah, to wrap things up, like my Grand Rising videos, I want to say I hope you guys love yourselves. I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Like, hope you guys are eating healthy, brushing your teeth, hydrating, exercising, educating yourself, reading, creating, loving. I hope you're doing whatever you need to better yourself in this life. And with that, I can't believe we made it here, y'all, folks. If you party people and plebeians and they mamas made it this far, comment your favorite emoji, okay? I want to see who actually got this far, or, you know, who even skipped ahead to the end. Anyway, I love y'all. Until next time.